Shigaraki right now, yo. Game-changing chapter from My Hero Academia. Game-changing moments for the League of Villains. And from here on out, things is gonna be different, baby. Like, oh my gosh. Let's talk about it. Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the two, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like... So at the beginning of My Hero Academia, as I've said before, I wasn't all that impressed with the League of Villains. And when I say beginning, I'm mainly referring to like up until the... I guess the beginning part of like the invasion that they first tried on UA when they were in that exam and they brought All Might almost down with the Nomu and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. You almost took down number one hero. Dope. But if you compare the League of Villains to like the Hero Association on a full out blown war or battle or anything like that, I was still like, yo, they have no chance. In fact, even up until the All For One stuff, when the heroes roped them all in, they still really weren't all that in comparison to, you know, the Hero Association. They didn't have the numbers, the manpower, or the leadership, because Shigaraki, he's had an incredible adventure. I constantly say it. He's the flip side of a coin of Deku. If Deku is training to be the number one hero, Shigaraki's been training to be the number one villain, and this arc was just that. And it's interesting how a mainly training arc for the villains disguised as an incredibly awesome arc in general, to be honest with you. Not even disguised, because it is. It's been a freaking hell of a ride. But this arc alone really put Shigaraki and the League of Villains on the map to become a very credible threat against not only, let's just say, one or two heroes or society here and there, but the Hero Association as a whole. Like, now what just went down, this is game changing. This is right here where the League of Villains goes from just like, okay, they corrupting shit, you know, they doing little things here or there. Oh, you know, they living in the shadow of Stain. They couldn't reach the pinnacle of what Stain accomplished with his, you know, ventures and endeavors. Now, you can't say that anymore, baby, because Re-Destro, oh, this was crazy. So the beginning of the chapter says the story was at a standstill, which I don't know. I don't know if that was subliminally Horikoshi trying to say that he felt the story was at a standstill and now it's a game changer or whatever, because I don't feel at all that this story's been at a standstill for a while now, especially with this arc scene, the League of Villains, all of them getting character development, minus against Dabi. Dabi's the only one that you could tell that Horikoshi's waiting for the right moment to reveal who and what he is, if he does decide to make it that he's Endeavor's lost son, because whoa, that would be freaking insane. And Shigaraki tore everything down. I mean, just seeing the destruction alone and seeing him maniacally laughing like, ah ha 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 ha. Freaking incredible, crazy. Loved it. Honestly, this chapter of My Hero Academia, one of the best of the entire arc thus far, because it's just, what it did anyway. The setup for the future of the story, where it puts the position of the League of Villains. It puts them on the map of, they ain't weaklings anymore. And not that they were weaklings, but now, not only do certain heroes, select events have to fear them, the whole Hero Association and society as a whole has to fear them. Because on top of the fact that they were slowly gearing up to get Gigantomachia to recognize them, which we'll talk about that too, now the end of this chapter, what it brought forth, the alliance that they have and the power that it gives Shigaraki now. They ain't no more broke boys. Broke boys is out the window, baby. I mean, you see in the chapter, Shigaraki, he's just loving destruction. As he's destroying everything, he's laughing, he's smiling. Like, he's really, for better or worse, which it's definitely, I guess, better for his character to be a true villain, but worse of, like, he's a sick, maniacal creep. He's just destroying everything and laughing as Re-Destro desperately tries to get away, and you see Re-Destro looking like, I would say, for anybody that was really hype about Re-Destro, yeah, you could argue that it's a little bit disappointing of, like, he really, like, you know, he got his shit wrecked. But at the same time, it's also a good thing in a way of, like, he's going to be around a lot longer. His alliance is going to be one hell of a game changer. And maybe we might see some bigger and grander things now that he's not completely just following the ideologies of Destro and trying to make a revolution of his own. But I'm kind of curious, is Re-Destro going to completely dispose of the ideologies he's followed? Because even in this chapter, when Trumpet is coming over and they're like, yo, we got to back him up or whatever, you got to think for a second. How much is he going to be able to rock with somebody that is an agent of chaos? Shigaraki, he's loving it. As everything is destroying, he's laughing. He's seeing Re-Destro falling into debris. He's joking on him. But Re-Destro still, even in this chapter, showcases that he has some type of conscience, while Shigaraki, at this point, seemingly wouldn't care who dies, what dies, minus maybe All for One or something like that. And even then I could see him at some given point saying, you know what, screw you too. But he doesn't really care. Re-Destro does. Re-Destro's like Trumpet. We don't need any more unneeded casualties in this war. Let's just leave it alone. So is he going to be able to swallow that in the future? If Shigaraki decides, you know what, we're going to just kill everybody, we don't care no more, is Re-Destro going to be able to follow suit? Or is his conscience and his ideologies from growing up being bred to be the next Destro, obviously Re-Destro, is he going to be able to go through with it? Or at some given point, is he even going to have to succumb to basically changing who he is? Because that is a part of him. Re-Destro, I mean, he grew up basically believing that, yo, I'm about to be this revolutionary. It's going to be, the way Destro planned it or whatever. Now, following Shigaraki, it ain't going to be like that no more. You can't care about nobody when this guy don't really give a shit. At most, he could care about his people, the ones that he's trying to protect, the League of Villains and everybody a part of this, but he can't care about any innocent casualties at all. Because Shigaraki ain't on that, baby. He's a demon, I would call it right now. The way he's rolling, he's just a savage. He's nasty. He's crazy. But then again, crazy doesn't fall far from the tree regarding, like, yo, Re-Destro chopped off his freaking leg. Well, it's not crazy. It's wild. He chopped off his legs to avoid basically getting consumed by, the deterioration of everything. It was like, hey, either me or the legs. And now Re-Destro don't got legs. So while it's going to change, in a sense, the perspective of him, it's going to change how he has to maneuver, he still has incredible powers. When he turns into that giant mech thing, I don't think that's going to be an issue of like, well, I need legs. So it's going to just have him in a different position. He's not going to be able to play the political intermediate too much, I'm imagining, unless, well, he could get fake legs, I guess, so there's that. But, like, it definitely shows Shigaraki gave him an ass whipping, and that's something every time Shigaraki or Re-Destro decides, like, I don't want to follow this, I don't believe in this, he's going to look down at his legs and be like, yeah, maybe I should follow. And if you really look at it, I guess Re-Destro is changing his whole philosophy and everything, even with this chapter, because he's kind of looking at it like, yo, the history of everything we've been through, our destiny, this one person just shook it all off like it was nothing. So I think because he's going to have so much faith in Shigaraki now, because Shigaraki was able to basically put him on his ass, defeat his whole alliance, did it all with evolving, found his own purpose without following him or following an ideology of his, and the fact that he took a defeat might already change Re-Destro. Re-Destro might look at Shigaraki as your leader, no matter what my previous ideologies were. If I was a Re-Destro, now I'm a Re-Shigaraki in a sense. So he might just look at him as some sort of god figure, and again, his ideologies out the window. But one of the biggest things to me of this chapter, because don't get me wrong, there was a lot of greatness, and there was one thing bigger than this, but still we had incredible stuff. Again, Re-Destro running for his life, cutting off his legs, Shigaraki laughing at all the chaos, Re-Destro throwing in the white flag, telling Trumpet, yo, it's over, they got us, fam, put down the knives, it's over. Giganto Machia. Because, the League of Villains thought like, oh, it's going to take us defeating him in order for him to follow us, right? They didn't even need to do that, because to be honest with you, I kind of would have been like, I don't know how I would have felt if they would have had to defeat him, because at the end of the day, the way they were prior to this arc, the way their strength level was, if they would have defeated Gigantomachia, then it would have been like, well, how strong is Gigantomachia? Even if he was, let's just say tired or whatever the case may be, it would have been like, well, the League of Villains was able to do it. I guess it boosts them, but it would have devalued Gigantomachia, because he was defeated by the League of Villains, which at the time wasn't that impressive. The fact that they didn't even need to defeat him, he was teary-eyed. He's seen a vision of All for One, essentially. So he looked at Shigaraki as, no, he is the successor, and he even says successor as he's crying tears of, I don't know, admiration and joy to see that this is his new leader. Huge game changer. So let's take a recap of what we got in this arc. We have almost all of the members of the League of Villains got character development. Again, minus Dabi, but, you go to Toga, which she's gonna survive, I'm sure. Jiran, like, all of these characters, and especially Shigaraki, his quirk mutated, being able to do what he did in this arc against Re-Destro. We got that. We got Gigantomachia is now seemingly going to be loyal and obedient to what they're trying to accomplish. So that's already alone Gigantomachia, the basically right-hand monster to All for One. Now that he's going to follow them, that is huge, game-changing. But then what comes after, with Re-Destro basically saying, yo, we're yours. Because yeah, Gigantomachia, you know, even said, now that I've witnessed it, he needed to see for his eyes, is this really a good candidate to be successor to somebody that I highly admire and respect, all for one. So we got Gigantomachia, but then when Re-Destro's like, yo, our power is yours, basically Shigaraki just obtained a whole army now. Like, it went from just a little ragtag group of very bad misfits to an army. Money with Shigaraki, I love that. I gotta lie, when he's like, yo, we're yours, what do you want? He's like, you got money, right, bro? We tired of being broke boys. No more RIP broke boys. Welcome in the League of Savages, okay? Like, because now having this giant army, the next attack that they make on the Hero Association is going to be deadly. It's not going to be pretty. They got Gigantomachia. Like, who is going to be able to take out Gigantomachia alone? Which heroes? It's going to have to be like some massive gang up. But also, I want to say where he's at right now. If we're comparing that, they're both on a path of like, this is Deku, this is Shigaraki, and they're both slowly trying to make it to their goal. I want to say that Shigaraki, with his powers and where he's at right now as a leader and all of his mental and everything, he just shot past Deku. Like, right now he's at a higher level than Deku. So if they went one-on-one right now, I would argue Shigaraki should be able to mop the floor with him and Deku should die if they went out right now. But then also we have this giant army. We have Re-Destro, which he was pretty freaking incredible and impressive with his powers and whatnot. We have all of these people to go up against the Hero Association and to change society or destroy it. All around this chapter, very, very integral and important to the future of this series. The Liberation Army now at Shigaraki's disposal, the character development, everything. This arc, honestly, it's top 3 of my favorite arcs of all time. I'd really have to sit down and think, is it number 1 or 2? But it's definitely top 3, because what it did with the League of Villains, what it did for the characters, how interesting and exciting it was, introducing Gigantomachia, seeing the Liberation Army. I would argue, if there was anything at all about this battle right here that you could take as a negative, yeah, Re-Destro, I wish he would have put up more of a fight. But again, I think that was, Re-Destro was nothing more than a plot device to show Shigaraki's growth, to have Shigaraki get that self-realization of who he is, what is his motives as a villain. It's dark, it's simplistic, it's crazy, he just wants to destroy, but it's also going to show now he has the tools to do it. Up until this point, Shigaraki and them, what could they really do other than little sneaky attacks? To be a big association of just massive power, you need numbers, and now they got the numbers, they got the strength, they got the money, like they got the resources. It's no longer going to be that they're just outnumbered. It's no longer going to be that they don't have the capability of changing and doing what Shigaraki set out to do. So incredible chapter, honestly one of my favorite in a while from My Hero Academia. Shigaraki's new form, just everything, it was freaking crazy. I'm curious what you guys think though. For starters, out of this whole chapter, which one were you more excited about? Gigantomachia finally following Shigaraki based off seeing with his own eyes what he's capable of, or the Liberation Army joining up with Shigaraki, or seeing Shigaraki's character development, because that was a huge thing as well, the League of Villains. Like, overall, how do you feel about this arc? Personally, I think this is the best arc for the League of Villains. This made Shigaraki go from just a misfit trying to cause a little trouble to he's a threat. He's a danger now to society, the Heroes Association, and all around the future of the My Hero Academia verse. And your overall thoughts and expectations moving forward. What do you think is going to be their next step now that they have this giant army backing them? I bet anything Dr. Robotnik is gonna take them serious now and stop talking shit on them, because now I'm imagining Shigaraki's original crew are gonna be higher ups, generals of all this. But that's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know that